Hi, today I'm going to demonstrate a training technique referred to as round penning. This has been a technique that people have been using for hundreds of years to work with horses. It's become popular with people like Buck Brenneman, the Parelli method, and so forth. And I find that it's really useful when I have a horse that I'm running into trouble with on the ground, if I'm having trouble under saddle getting them to respond to me, or even just introducing myself to a new horse. I find that doing the round penning allows me to establish a relationship with them, one where I'm in charge and they're expected to follow me around. So naturally, horses in the wild establish dominance in their herd. So there's always going to be a head mare, there's going to be horses that sort of follow her around. And the way that horses communicate that dominance to each other is going to be through their body language. So you're going to see some of that hopefully demonstrated today. If a horse is being dominant, they're going to be, more towards you, more aggressive in their body position. If a horse is being more subordinate, then they're going to sort of show behavior that demonstrates that they're acquiescing to you or showing you that you're dominant. So that might be moving away from you, putting their head down, listening with their ear, following you around. So I'm going to go into the round pen and then we'll start from there. So for the round penning method, you're going to need some equipment. The first is a round pen. As you can see here, I have metal panels that are connected together with chain. If you don't have something like this, maybe you have a small pasture with wood around it or an arena. And all of those can work too. It's just an enclosed space where the horse can move freely off of a halter and a lead rope and wouldn't be able to get away or escape or anything like that. You're obviously going to need a horse. This is UVM Ulrich. He is a 6-year-old Morgan Gelding. This is his first semester at the UVM Horse Barn, so he's a perfect horse for me to work with. I don't know him very well. He doesn't know me very well. This is going to give us a chance to get to know each other a little bit better. And then the last thing I use is going to be just a plain old lead rope. I don't use one that has a chain on it. I like the ones that are nice and long and thick. And I'm just going to, most of the time, keep it over my shoulders like this, right? If I need to move the horse forward, move the horse away from me, I have this to go to. Some people might use a stick or a short whip or something like that. It's the same idea. It's just moving the horse away from you. So, because Ulrich and I don't know each other very well, I'll introduce myself to him and then we'll get started with the actual round penning. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get Ulrich to walk around me, similar to a horse would if they were on a lunge line. So I'm going to ask him to move away. That might be using my voice, using my rope, using my body. So when I'm facing him, this is a much more aggressive position than if I sort of turned away like this. See, he immediately turns in because I'm showing him that he's in charge. But if I face him, ask him to move away, keep my body facing him, he should keep walking in this circle around me. So we're going to pay attention to his behavior a little bit as he's walking. We're going to see if I can get his attention on me. I want him to be really consistent in paying attention to me, right? I want his attention on me. I know right now that he's listening to me because you can see on that inside ear. Walk. I want that inside ear and that inside eye sort of paying attention to me. So his ear now, he's listening to me. If I lose his attention, I might cluck to him, swing my rope at him to get it back. So I'm keeping my upper body facing him. I'm losing him in this corner over here because we're interested in that wall. Now I'm going to ask him to turn around. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to step in his path of travel. And I'm going to do that at a safe distance so he's not going to run right into me. And I'm going to ask him to turn around. So I'm going to step back. If he doesn't go right away. Good. And then once he does what I ask, I stop asking. So now he's going in this direction. I want him to go a little bit further out. You can see that inside ear. He is paying attention to me. I always want to maintain safety for myself, right? I never want to run up right on the back of a horse because they will flee and you could possibly get knocked over or kicked by accident. I'd like him to go a little further away. So I'll get in his space, ask him to move, and now I'm going to ask him to go up into that trot. So, the idea behind round penning is you want to teach the horse that the safest place they can be is following you in that subordinate position. So I'm going to ask Ulrich to work a little bit and do the things I want him to do to establish that relationship. And then, once he does what I want, and if he'll follow me around, that's going to be his reward, that he gets to stop working. Trot. So that ear should be pointed in towards me. You might notice him dropping his head a little bit. Sometimes the horses will lick and chew with their mouth. Those are signs of acquiescing or being subordinate. Now I'm going to ask him to reverse direction of the trot. And sometimes this is a little trickier for a horse, and I need to make sure I give him enough space to do it safely. So I'll back up. And I want that transition to be quick, right? I don't want him to take his time doing it. I want him to turn, go the other way, and start his trotting right away. Get his attention back on me. I'm sort of standing at the level of his hip, right? If I stand too far forward, he's going to stop and face me. I'm going to ask him to turn again to go the other way. So back up, switch my hand. Oh. He seems a little bit more hesitant to track right than left. He'll get it though, I bet. He'll learn what I'm asking him to do. Usually most of the time your round pen work is just at the walk and trot. You can ask him to canter. This is a pretty small space to ask him to do that. Right, and then now it's just a matter of making these transitions as fast and as seamless as possible. People like when the horse turns in towards you instead of away from you. They think that that is an accepting gesture, as opposed to turning towards the rail. I see how he does when I ask him to go back the other way. I don't want it to be slow. I want it to feel like work to him. So I'll keep asking him to go in a forward trot. Oh, this time he knows. Gotta turn. So we need to work on that transition, that turn there. You can see he likes to stay closer to me in this direction. Maybe he's a little bit more uncomfortable this way. We'll do more transitions, right? He's watching me. He's noticing as soon as I turn that rope, he knows something's coming. Do that one more time. Now, if I want him to stop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my body position. I'm going to lower my rope. I'm going to be still. Boy, see him licking and chewing, turning in towards me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach him and I'm going to pet him really gently and let him know that being close to me is his safe space. So this is a dominant gesture to pet them in between their eyes. So I do that nice and softly. Might come down and pet his neck, trying to keep his attention on me. And then the next test is, let's see if I can move away from him and get him to follow me. So if he's picking up on what I'm doing, right, and I've become the dominant horse, then he would follow me because he's realizing that his safe space is staying close to me but behind me. We refer to this as joining up, right? So the horse is joined up with me. If I lose his attention, I can try to get it back. He's realized that being close to me is a lot easier, a lot less work than when I ask him to go around that circle. So if I lost his attention, if he didn't follow me as well as he is, then I'd ask him to go back out in a circle, and I'd ask him to walk and trot and change direction over and over again until he says in his brain, oh right, this is somebody who's dominant to me, they're in charge, it's easier if I just listen to the commands that they're giving me, and my place of rest or not work is going to be close to them in a subordinate position. But Ulrich did great. He was really good at this exercise. And it's interesting, I find myself, as a person who's done this with multiple horses, there's something that clicks in me too and establishes a relationship between Ulrich and I. So now I feel more connected to him. Maybe next time I come in the barn, I'll seek him out and make sure that I give him an extra pat. And if he was my own personal horse, they can bring you closer to your horse, help you work through any issues you're having, or just reconnect you. So that's round penning for today. There's many other ways to train horses, but I find this one really useful. It's using the horse's natural behavior to communicate to them, and I find it's successful. Thanks.